What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Salute to everybody that's here. The catalyst of this particular commentary is due to a video that I saw on World Star Hip Hop. Okay, I saw this video on World Star Hip Hop, man, and it is very interesting to say the least. You have a former WNBA player by the name of Cappie Pondexter, and she's alleging that LeBron James trafficked her and he stole all of her money out of her account. Now, there was a situation where she went missing and was found, and she's basically saying that it was the doing of LeBron James. Now, there was some mental health situations that she went through last year, and she was briefly jailed, and that could play a part into what's going on right now. I don't know if she just lost her mind, but something is going on here where she's making these allegations against LeBron James or people. But I want y'all to understand something about LeBron James. There's been things said about LeBron James over the years. I'm not going to act like I haven't heard the talk and the things that have gone on over the years that, LeBron James might be a part of the, certain groups. He moved to LA to sort of be a part of the inner circles that he is a part of. I don't know that definitively. I'm not going to sit here and make a judgment on that. I can only judge what I see. I'm a realist. This is just theory. And I believe that she went through some sort of traumatic event that is causing her to say what she is saying in this video that I'm going to show you right now. Now, again, people, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I know exactly what happened, because I don't know the circumstance. I'm gonna get into the article. We're gonna get into that, but I just wanted y'all to hear that and to hear from her and what she is saying happened to her. As I said before, I believe she went through some sort of traumatic event. Now, if you watch movies and TV shows, there are certain situations where there will be people that will get kidnapped. They don't know who took them. They don't know where they're at, right? They'll be abducted, or they will be, kidnapped or whatnot. They don't know where they are, who may have done it. They go through some sort of traumatic event, right? They held it captive, and then they're just released, right? You see some of that stuff happening. I don't know if that went on her in her situation, but I mean, could it have been? Now, was it LeBron James directly? I'm not going to say that, but would I be surprised, especially if she's in the Los Angeles area? Would I be surprised that there's weirdo groups out there that could be trafficking women? Yes. I mean, we've known of trafficking going on for years. We've known of it. And now it's starting to come to light of women being trafficked. Young girls, young boys being trafficked. We know this stuff is going on. It isn't just Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? There's a lot of these trafficking groups that seemingly have been getting rounded up slowly. And I would not be surprised, again, if a traumatic event happened to her. But it's clear that she has been going through mental issues. And whatever she's going through, I don't know if it's to the level of blaming LeBron James or just being real, because this whole situation, she said, went down 2 years ago when she was taken against her will, right? But I found this interview from June of 2020 that she did with this guy, okay, where she talked about systematic racism and mental health. And this was right around the time this was right before she went missing and then was found. She did this interview. This interview could have been done months prior, but they just have it as, being that. By the way, whenever I see black people talk to white people about systematic racism, I chuckle. But be that as it may, she even talked about mental health situation in that interview. So if this situation happened to her 2 years ago, she obviously didn't share with anybody until now. until now. All right. So let's get into one of these articles. I'm gonna get into the one from let's see. We got a couple of different ones here. Let me get into the one from the New York Post. It says Cappie Pondexter has been found and is safe, and ends a bizarre series of events which the former WNBA Finals MVP was reported as a missing person, found to have been arrested without identifying herself to police, and then went missing again after being released from a Los Angeles jail. According to multiple reports, she was eventually located Thursday night and is getting the help she needs from family and friends. You know, it could be an episode. We've seen it with Delonte West. But what does her and Delonte West have in common? Who do her and Delonte West have in common? But anyway, listen, man, mental health is a I think, especially in the black community, needs to be talked about more. There's a lot of people out here with bad mental health issues that really need to be addressed. And I think that this could be an episode where she's having mental health issues. Again, she did this interview in 2020. There was no talk of LeBron James and trafficking and all that. But now, all of a sudden, she's talking about this situation with LeBron James, but you didn't talk about it a year ago. Why are you talking about it now? That we have to ask those questions, man. We have to ask those questions. Nobody's heard from her since what? Late last year? We have located Cappie and she is now safe, her representative Charles Walton tweeted. We want to thank everyone who helped us get the word out and who sent love and prayers. The power of the Lord is real. Please respect Cappie and her family's privacy during this time. Pondexter, a former Liberty and Rutgers star, was taken into custody on a misdemeanor battery charge and booked as Jane Doe after refusing to identify herself to police. A spokesman for the LAPD told TMZ a friend of Pondexter told The Athletic earlier Thursday that the guard is not in the best mental state. LAPD officer Mike Chan confirmed Pondexter's arrest for battery and release from jail, but declined to provide information about the incident. The Athletic reported 37-year-old Pondexter arrest becoming public that she had not been heard from for days and left her cell phone and wallet at her home. She had been scheduled to appear in court Thursday for a bench warrant hearing stemming from her arrest in November 2019 for public intoxication. I will say this about her. She has definitely made her rounds. I would say fashion-wise, right? She's known, to being the chick that's sort of in the fashion. And I also will say this too about Cappie. Do I think LeBron James had a hand in like kidnapping her? I can't. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I'm gonna just say that right here now. I don't believe that. Okay. A lot of times people will say anything, right? I think this may have a lot to do with the fact that she has sort of been forgotten about. After she retired from the WNBA, she was still able to walk red carpets, be at events, but she might be in that state of mind where she was sort of forgotten about, and maybe she feels forgotten about to the point to where she want to make these claims. Listen, everybody's talking about LeBron James in this horrible movie Space Jam, right? What way of getting people to get attention on you than to talk about a guy who's trending right now? And that would be LeBron James. Now, if she can provide proof that people want to see, then we can talk about that. But I can't just go take her word for it, especially when you're doing interviews talking about systematic racism and mental health, when you could have addressed your whole, again, she did go missing for a little while, right? But she was briefly gone, but then she was found again. But you can't say that this stuff has been going on for 2 years and you don't mention it. You don't mention it, right? Let me read a little bit from this article from Complex. It says, update, Cappie Pondexter has been located. Chuck Walton, who's Pondexter representative, reporter Lindsay DiArcangelo also confirmed the news, which comes after a false report from earlier that day that Pondexter was found. We located Cappie and she is now safe. And these are some of the tweets from last year. I wonder what Elena Del Don has to say about this, because you got all these WNBA players whining about pay increase. They're whining about, sexism. What do you have to say about this woman who, this tweet is still up, by the way, talking about what LeBron James did to her? We got Gabrielle Union here. Gabrielle, what are you going to say to this young lady who you tweeted in support of, basically calling your husband's friend a sex trafficker, Gabrielle Union? What are you going to say and do about this, Gabrielle Union? Are y'all going to call this young lady out, or y'all just not going to say nothing? And you know what? This ain't even going to be a big story. It may. But who knows?